Welcome to the Utah Puck Report. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, your friend in hockey. Just, so glad to have the opportunity to talk to you and promote hockey in every sense of the word here in the state of Utah. And I can't do that without my sponsor, Larry H. Miller Toyota in Murray. Those guys are just awesome. And right now they've got a deal. You can you can just go in and lease for $399 a month or $359 a month. You can get a 2025 Toyota Tundra, the SR5 model, Crew Max, 1.99 APR for 72 months, or you can lease it for 36 months at $359 a month. Just go to Larry H. Miller Toyota in Murray, check him out online, or go talk to my friend Jeff. Just ask for him. Tell him you're there because of the Utah Puck Report. Today, very special guest. Um, and we've known each other forever. Melissa
Very
Mossberg,
long time.
married to a good friend of mine, Pete Mossberg. And Melissa, you're just doing so much for the state of Utah. And every time I see you, I'm like, I need to get you on the show. I need you to tell me
Yeah.
what's going on with women's hockey. But first off, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Like, there's like 4 or 5 different times I've had you on the schedule, and then all of a sudden we had the NHL,
Yeah.
and
No,
the
for sure.
NHL just basically took over the show. But I mean, I've known you have a great playing history. Your husband's got a great playing history. And tell me a little bit about your background in hockey, when you got involved in it, and like I know you're a goalie. We can talk a little bit about goaltending and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
just tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So my older brother played. He got involved because the Golden Eagles came to his elementary school. He would take me out in the street and strap some old pads on me and let all of his friends shoot cans and pucks at me. And that's kind of where I started. I played like, county, Slaha, rec. My team, I started as a forward. My team didn't have a goalie. So my parents were like, hey, put her in the net. So I started goalie and then I kind of went from there, never changed, stayed goalie. Um, Grew up playing Slaha, then I went to junior Grizz, then Wamaha. I kind of played all over the place. Um, and then when I was 15, I went to the Rocky Mountain District Camp and kind of got scouted to come move to Colorado. And back then, we didn't really have, we had Lady Grizz, but it wasn't what it is now. So basically, if I wanted to go play anywhere, I needed to move out of state to play at a higher level. So when I was 15, moved, lived with a billet family, actually, same town as like Trevor Lewis and a few other kids. We were there at the same time.
Wow.
Um, and he played for like the minors. I played for the Colorado Extreme Girls team, AAA, and traveled, did all of that. Then it turned into the Colorado Select. Played there, and then I didn't have good grades, so I couldn't go anywhere. I could have, but I would have paid a lot of money to go somewhere.
Well, I
So
remember when you and I kind of met and I was hiring you to come teach goalies at my camp,
yeah,
and you were telling me your story, and I'm like, well, just so happens one of the other best female goalies to ever play out of the state of Utah. Well, probably just one of the best goalies, right? She's
yeah,
always been better than me. It was Cami Cote.
totally,
And
yeah,
I was like, she's playing at North Dakota, or she's coaching at North Dakota. And I remember setting you guys up and thinking
yeah,
you were a shoe in to go there. And
yeah.
so it was just grades, huh?
Yeah, and I grades and I didn't really have like my parents had gotten divorced and I was kind of at that point when I was 15 moved away and I just was kind of burnt out. I was over it. And I ended up moving to Penticton and coached at Okanagan for a while. And then I moved home and went to the U, made the men's team at the U.
Wow.
And same thing, grades, couldn't get in, would have had to pay a ton of money. And then I decided to go to hair school. So
And here
now
you
I
are.
own a salon. Yeah, I own a salon with 17 employees. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's
So
very cool. It's very
yeah,
cool. And I've seen you guys involved, and I've always been a fan of yours and a fan of Pete's. and now you have kids. Are I haven't seen any of your
What was
kids in the
that?
net. I haven't seen any of your kids be goalies. Do you have a goalie?
Yeah, I wanted him to be, but my husband, no, my husband was like, Pete was like, absolutely not. Like, goalies are weird. We're not spending that money. Like, absolutely not. So, yeah, we
Goalies are
actually,
weird.
yeah. And we actually had talked, like, we didn't really want our kids to play hockey just because we went through all of it. We played growing up and we tried dance, soccer, gymnastics. We tried everything. And they just, they loved being at the rink when we would go to men's league games. And ever since then, that's all they live and breathe now. And now I'm back living my best hockey mom life.
Okay,
So,
so now
yeah.
what's the name of your salon and where's it at?
Yeah, so it's called Addie and Ollie Salon. It's in Murray on like 9th East and 5600 South.
Okay. I
So,
wanted I wanted to
yeah.
plug that before I plugged
Oh, thank you.
what we want to talk about is what is your current role with hockey? Because you're like just taking charge right now and
Yeah.
leading a charge, and you're just doing so much good right now. So what is your current role?
Yeah, so I am the VP of girls hockey for UAHA. And yeah, I think my passion with that is I can't complain unless I'm involved. I can't, I if I want to do better, I have to be there to make it better. And same thing with Pete. He's on the Utah Lady Grizz board. We're all involved with everything, coaching and just trying to make it a better place for my kids and other girls in the valley. So, yeah,
I wish every parent kind of knew that rule. That's the rule we have in
yeah,
the fire department. Like if you want to complain about stuff, you either have to be a member of the union or you
yep.
have to have a solution. And it sounds like both you and Pete have decided you're gonna make things better. And man, I appreciate it because
Oh,
when
it's
we have
cutting out
people with
again.
oh, when we have people with experience, it's important that they get involved. And when my kids first started playing, I didn't
Yeah,
want to be involved. I wanted to just let other people coach them, let them do their thing. And then I was realizing, well, I should be involved. I was lucky enough to
yeah,
have some kind of exposure. And I had, I was lucky enough to play outside of Utah. And then with the e-bug thing, I've been lucky to play with some, learn from a lot of really experienced coaches. So I felt like it was, as much as I wanted to just watch, I felt like it was kind of my duty to get involved. And that's when I started my camp, ran my camp, realized maybe I'm not the guy to run a camp, but I know people
yeah,
that I could bring in, like you and
right.
the Parisis and the
Yeah,
Howrens and Evan Stoffel and that. So um, now that the NHL's here, you're getting more
yeah.
exposure, you're getting more opportunity, and you just got tell us a little bit. You just got a grant from the NHL. Tell us what that was, how you got it, and what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, so um when I became the VP of girls hockey, I was kind of trying to figure out my place with that. Like, yes, I can go to the meetings, I can sit around. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I know that I have a voice and I know that I know people and I know how to work Instagram. So I started my own Utah Girls Hockey Instagram. I've been doing the Utah Lady Instagram for like a year or two to try to help them boost that because I know like social media, you know, that's where people are looking nowadays, how important it is. And it just brings people together also. And that's the cool thing with it is, I mean, I can put out a flyer and I can get 50 girls in one day to show up tomorrow, just by posting on social media. We haven't had that before where, yeah, there's flyers here and there, or so and so tells somebody, but like there's not a collective community for girls at least of where can we put every single organization, every single camp, every get together on. And that's kind of where I created the social media. And yeah, and just knowing people and getting to know people through social media and being able to be that voice. And that's kind of where my place is for the UAHA is making sure that girls had a better opportunity than what I had and that my kids have a good opportunity also. And they're getting the exposure from different places and different teams and all of that through so and so, instead of just one family getting that exposure because their family knows everybody. I want every girl to find a place. And if you're brand new, and that's the thing with the hockey club coming in, is there's so many new girls coming in that are, they went to a game with their dad and now they want to start learn to play. Like, where do we put them? And that's kind of where I come in. Like, now we do this. Now I tell you how to go here. Now we can put you here. And I think that's the cool part of the hockey club coming in, is there's so many people like Kristen Boness that just immediately wants to help the community. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask because, we knew that the Utah Hockey Club or the Utah Mammoth was going to have a big impact. So we knew that they were going to have
Yeah, yeah,
impact on the community, and that was going to grow the number of boys that wanted to play. And now we're
yeah.
finding that the girls are going to want to play. Do you think that and the PWHL, do girls really have a path now where they're like, hey, I want to play here. I want to play AAA. I want to play college. And now I can play pro hockey. I see it on TV, and that's what I want. Are you hearing that now?
Oh, absolutely. Like, growing up for me, it was like, I want to play in the NHL. I want to be like Manon Riom. But like now there's all kinds of teams, there's showcases, there's things that girls have. Like, some ways we have more opportunities than some of the boys. And it's cool that the NHL is recognizing, like, hey, they need help with getting to nationals. Let's give these girls some money to get to nationals. Hey, these guys want, and that's part of what I'm doing with that 20 grand is, I was able to help fundraise for the Lady Grizz to get them to have some extra money for nationals because that's expensive. Um, and now, like, I'm running these random skates. I've been able to bring in Western Selects for camps. I'm paying for girls, like, as a giveaway, to go to certain camps. I'm working with the Mammoth and, making sure that I help repost their stuff so that we can get more girls to sign up. And honestly, like, they post things and they're selling out, which is so awesome. Like Team Utah with UAHA, like, they were unsure if there was going to be a Utah group, and a female group, and I came in and I was like, open up registration. Tell me there's not enough here. So that's where my voice comes where I'm like, yes, there's enough. We will fill this. We will make sure that it's full. And it has been, and it's cool to see the support around girls and girls getting excited and wanting to stay in Utah and wanting to build it and grow here. And like last year when we went to nationals, like, girls are people are saying, oh, Utah, like, girls can play hockey in Utah. Like, we have teams now. We have girls going over the summer to Western Selects. And, my daughter was just in Boston playing for the Boston Whalers and Alberta. And all these teams now know we have girls out of Utah. So it's cool.
Well, that's great. I mean, we've only had a team for a
Yeah.
year, so obviously there's
Yeah.
there's already been being work done. The girls are good,
Yeah.
and I'm really good friends with the Mannix, and I get to see what Mackley Mannix been doing, and
Yeah.
I get to see her play, and then I get to see what the University of Utah is doing. They, with the first, ACHA girls team in the state of Utah, or women's team, I should say. And
Yeah.
it's fun to see because do you think within 1 year, you say people have heard of us now? I mean, everybody's heard of Utah, but now we actually have hockey. It's not
Right.
so odd. But in 1 year, it's acceptable because we have the NHL. We're in there with Minnesota, Massachusetts, Michigan, or is it still a lot of work to be done?
You know what? We've always had really good girls come out of Utah, in pockets and here and there. I think now there's just that support, like the Lady Grizz. We didn't ever have a AAA team. Now there's a 19 AAA team that are bringing girls in for that. And it has to start somewhere, right? This last year, the 14U girls going to nationals, the 16U girls have gone to nationals before. But now, if you look at the younger groups, the 10U group, like, I don't know if you know Greg Swenson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is unbelievable with those 10U girls and just getting girls to come out to these skates. So that's where it's starting to funnel in. Can I say in a year? Absolutely not. It's not going to be up to Minnesota par, but is it progressing? Do we have more support? And like people like me that have been around the game, but now we have kids in the game are showing up to, coach and be there. And it's like women in the game back in the day, we almost kind of left for a minute because we had our families and we were, starting our careers, and now we're back. Like, and that's the cool thing is I have so many friends that, they're back involved, and Pete, he's been involved this whole time, but now we have kids and they're like, "Oh, Pete Mossberg, he's back." So it's pretty cool to see like the growth, but also the support from all of us that have been here too. So,
How do you balance this though? So now you've got
mhm.
girls, women, females that have been playing. I don't want to get in trouble with whatever I say.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, I
believe
have a 11
bel-
and a 13-year-old. So,
well, believe me, as a dad of a female athlete and a very accomplished female, you know,
yeah,
I get in trouble whenever I say anything wrong. So she'll hold me
yeah,
accountable for if I say anything wrong. So nobody has
yeah,
to email me or yell at me.
yeah,
I'll get held accountable. But there's got to be a balance because you have people that have been playing and they've been competing and they've been playing for a long time. The Mammoth come into town and you get this expansion. So is it difficult to balance the new with with the established?
yeah. So, like certain camps and stuff, right? Like they'll say, minimum this amount of experience or whatever. Right now, what I'm just trying to do is like I have a skate on Sunday. I got an hour of ice, and I have Maddie from Perfect Skating, which I'm trying to
Oh
promote
wow.
different organizers, different camps throughout the valley. I don't care who you are. If you want to come help me, great. I'm not. And that's the whole thing. Like for my skate on Sunday, I'm like, if you're a female and you want to come skate for an hour, text me, you're registered, you're in. Right now, in one day, I had 30 girls sign up. And I have, girls from the 19 AAA team all the way down to 7-year-olds that are just starting. And we'll group them together with skill level. And I feel like it's more about just the community for me more than, high level skates right now. But that building that women girl community is huge. And I know that for me owning a salon, I can't do everybody's haircut on my own. I had to build a salon. I had to teach people how to coach. I had to teach people how to, how to cut hair so that I can do more in the community. So having a community of female women, we can do a lot more together. So that's kind of where I'm at with all of this.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
It seems like such a cool opportunity, and parents have got to be thankful for it too because like I said, when my daughter was growing up, there were tons of sports she could play, but there really wasn't a great path for hockey, and now it seems like you guys are really putting that together. Are
Yeah.
the Mammoth really involved? Are they helping you?
Yeah.
Do you work with them quite a bit on creating a path and and getting equipment and all that stuff for the girls coming into the game?
Yeah, so they definitely have been supportive. I mean, unbelievable with even just like, hey, we're going to have a skate, but we're also going to have a female only skate. Or we're going to do learn to play. We're going to have a girl only learn to skate. And I love that because there's a lot of girls in this that, they may have taken off, but they didn't feel that support. They were getting dressed in the locker room by themselves.
Yeah.
There's so many things that now having daughters brings back so many memories. And for Pete, he realizes now, like, oh, okay, I get it. Like getting dressed in a locker room by yourself or not having, that buddy on your team or having that safe space or that social hour is a big deal. So having the Mammoth come in and yeah, bring that community, help us out, give us some money, doing skates. Like this next week, there's going to be a all girls day. Kerfoot's coming in. We have Hillary Knight, Melissa Chanel.
Wow.
Like we have people that play on the PWHL that live in Utah. Like how cool is that to have these like role models in Utah? And I think having the Mammoth in Utah, people are wanting to move here. You've seen it with the growth of different NHL players living in Utah now. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and Hillary Knight. I mean, what a huge name! And if some reason, if you don't know who she is, Google her and see why that's so important that she's going to be
Yeah.
there. So, talk to me about what's coming up. Talk to me, talk to the people that are listening right now, and say, hey, if you want your kid to play, this is the path, and this is what we have set up.
Yeah, so right now, I have every Sunday throughout the end of August set up for skates. Every week, I'm just gonna post like, "Hey, I have, in a couple weeks, I have Trevor Lewis coming out to come coach. Um, I have, different people coming out that I'm gonna try to help support in the community to come coach, and that's kind of my goal right now, just to get the community going. Um, I know, Lady Gris starts in September, and a lot of the other teams start. And like I've been going out to the Oval to do, once a month skills sessions, and I think it's getting going, and we have so many people willing to help, and it's just gonna build off of that. So
You have
yeah.
a big, don't you have a big event coming up? For free try hockey event coming up for just females.
Yeah, on the 30th, the Utah Mammoth has a big event. I believe most of it's sold out already.
Wow.
But on their website, they might have like Street Hockey 101 still, or a few other events still available. But the girls' side of it, I'm pretty sure it's sold out, which
That's
is so
awesome. I mean,
cool. Yeah,
that sucks. That sucks for people trying to get into it, but that's also
right.
awesome because
And
how
we'll do
hard?
more.
Yeah, of
They'll
course.
do more for sure. Yeah.
Where should they look? Where should parents look if they're just on the Utah Mammoth site? Do you have a site?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Utah Girls Hockey. I try to post or repost all the Mammoth stuff on that. I try to collectively, if I see a girls camp, I'll reshare it. So if you are hosting anything for girls, make sure to tag me and I'll repost. But yeah, the Utah Mammoth, I believe it's like the youth league. They have all their events on that. Um, I think, just through social media, that's the power of social media. Like you saw my post yesterday and we're getting it going, and I love that. So whenever, like, it can be a good tool. So
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
your post yesterday, and like I said, I keep saying that I wanted to have you on, and just so you know, we pushed Tyson Nash back to next week because
Oh,
he was
nice.
scheduled to be on today. So
Nice.
it's
I
a
love
big
it.
deal. Women's hockey, female hockey, girls hockey is it's
Yes.
legit. It's here and it's growing like crazy. And
Yeah.
just I want you to think back for a minute and think back to when you were, let's say when you're 15 and thinking about moving out of your house, right? What
Yeah.
would you tell a young Melissa now, seeing everything you've seen and like just how proud of you of all this, all the growth, and what would you tell the parents or a young 15-year-old girl right now about what hockey can provide for you?
Honestly, the biggest thing is it's not just hockey, it's lifelong lessons. Like you know, I'm able to travel with my kids now because I got into a career and I'm able to have that career of leading and teaching others, and also being successful because I worked hard and I learned a lot of that from hockey, right? Hard work, dedication, discipline. All of these things stem from being on a team and teamwork and being a part of a community. And I think, yeah, going back to like, it's pretty sweet to, if I could tell that little 6-year-old girl like how proud, it's pretty cool. So
It's funny because
yeah.
2 weeks ago I was talking about the most important part of hockey to me wasn't the wins and losses. Or maybe it was at the time, but I didn't realize what the most important part was. And if I could tell any parent now, and what you just said too, it's the lifelong lessons and it's the friends and it's the
Yeah.
relationships and it's the networking. that affects the rest. You met your husband, you started a family.
Yep.
I mean, it's the
Yep.
same thing. I met my wife through somebody I knew playing hockey, and it's
Yeah.
just those connections that make hockey. And you know, I know other sports you make friends, but I feel like hockey's different. I play with people from 90 years old to 15 years old on like every day of the week, and I feel like that's just a connection that hockey offers. For whatever downside there is to hockey, there's nothing. There's
Yeah,
so many more positives. Um,
for
is there
sure.
anything else you want to say? Is there any advice you'd give to any girl that wants to get playing right now?
Just start. Get on the ice, get your rollerblades on, go in your backyard, start shooting, whatever you want to do. Any sport is going to help you right now, but get on the ice and start somewhere. I mean, the valley has so many stick and pucks, and my kids are in the backyard every morning shooting pucks at the net. My neighbors probably hate us because they're always constantly throwing the pucks back over. Um, get a ball, start stick handling. It just, you have to start somewhere. Same as, any adult woman that wants to play and show their kids up, like just get on the ice. Any chance that you can, get on your rollerblades and start going to the games, start knowing how to play. And honestly, it's the best sport and the best people. And like, we have such a cool community that I try to explain it to people and they don't understand. But now that hockey's in town, they're like, hey, you know? So, yeah,
Perfect, perfect. And if you haven't played before, still just go start. There's other
yeah,
people that are going to want to start too. It doesn't matter
yeah,
if you've been trying to play or practicing in your backyard or you just want to try it. Look up
right.
Melissa, look up the Utah Mammoth, find one of these ice times, get out there and just go enjoy it. Don't be shy, don't be
Yeah,
afraid. Just get out there, and the hockey community welcomes you in like no other community I've ever known.
for sure. For
For
sure.
sure. Melissa, I can't thank you enough, you and Pete and your whole family
Yeah,
for what you guys are doing. And I just love it when we get the chance to give back, and it's important. And I don't know if you realize how important you are right now, but I love it. And you're gonna start this big tidal wave of women that are just gonna take over the market. And I love it.
I
So
love
thank you so
it. Let's
much.
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. That's
Cool.
Melissa Mossberg. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thanks, Jay.
And tell your husband hi. And
Okay,
that is the Utah Puck Report.